So this morning we're here in beautiful Queen's Park, enjoying a bit of a cuppa and having a chat about your 40 years in local government. So 40 years is a great achievement, I think. Do you have a particular story or a fond memory over your time?
Well, I think one of the funniest memories I have is the very day I said to my father, who was just a great supporter of mine and gave me every opportunity in life, I walked over to him. We were running a family partnership, farming partnership, and I thought it's time to tell Dad that I'm standing for council. It would be inappropriate of me to repeat his exact words, but they were not encouraging. Yet Dad did a lot in his community, and Mum was the same. When it came to getting involved in the Millmerran Shire Council, a former mayor of Millmerran, or the chairman of the Shire, met me in the street one day and he said, I think you ought to do something about this. I think you're part of our future. Yeah. Became the mayor in 2000, between 2000 and 2008, and that was a very hectic period for Millmerran. That's when the power station was built during that period. And I had great leadership from two former mayors, Viv Saul and George Essie. They're wonderful people. They devoted their lives in such a sacrificial way to their community, and that's a lesson for us all.
40 years in local government is a true milestone. 40 years of serving the community certainly needs to be applauded. I've been really blessed that I have known Mayor Paul for half of that time, and he has been just an absolute advocate, wonderful leader for the Toowoomba region, but also for his community. He's never backward in coming forward, yet I always think that he's very gentlemanly and very statesmanly as far as how he comes across with his messaging. He's been a really good mentor even for myself. We've just experienced this recent event, and not many people would know that Mayor Paul rang me every day. And I think in local government, where you have colleagues that look out for each other, you are really, really blessed. So I think the Toowoomba region have been blessed in Mayor Paul. And I think also the bigger picture stuff, which I really admire. It can be a bit difficult at times for people to think outside of an election period, but Paul has always been exceptionally visionary for what is best for the people of Toowoomba.
And is that why you went into local government as well? Because you felt passionately about what was happening in your community? And
yeah, I felt I could give something, having been, you see, I was the first member of my family to get through grade 10 at school. Wow. We were farmers, hard-working farmers, and the day that the word got out that I was standing for the council, I did receive a call from a fellow who I knew that said, look, you don't come from the right side of the tracks. The Antonios are just hard-working farmers. He said, you haven't got what it takes. Well, I think we've proven that local government is a place for people who care for their community.
There's been a lot of wonderful things happening in the Toowoomba region over the last even just 10 years, so...
Yeah, well, I'm pleased you said that, because I've been mayor for 10 years, okay? You've got that right. But the point I want to make is it's not me. No. It's a group of people who've worked together, devoted to this community. And when you talk about things like the bypass, the advocacy there went on for 50 years.
That's right.
And we're so fortunate that we got it in the era we got it. When they went to the world market to design, construct, finance and operate that amazing thing. And there's some Sunday afternoons when the world's a bit funny. I don't mind going for a bit of a drive down to Helidon, turn around, come back and drive out to nearly to Southbrook to cover that whole 42 kilometres of that amazing infrastructure.
Well, 40 years in local government. What a magnificent record. In the case of Paul Antonio, that proves that the bulk of his life basically has been dedicated to community service, community leadership here in Toowoomba and across the Darling Downs, given his Millmerran Shire Council experience earlier in the piece. I'm really proud to refer to Paul as a close personal friend. He's been a tremendous friend from my wife Anita and I and our family. And I'm publicly very proud, have no qualms whatsoever in stating that Paul is very much a mentor of mine. It's been the case in my personal life, my professional life, my political life, and I trust that continues into the future. I've known Paul for many years. I first worked with him in local government back in 2008 when Paul was the Deputy Mayor of the newly formed Toowoomba Regional Council. And since that time on, I have, in my own career in local government, state government, federal government, state cabinet, federal cabinet, I've not come across anyone who has the passion and the commitment for their electorate, in Paul's case, the Toowoomba region, the Millmerran Shire, that Paul Antonio does.
Obviously, because it was rewarding for you as well to be working for your community, would you say?
Well, I think legacy, when you look around and look at the legacies that have been left during this period, and I'm not saying that I did it all, I'm saying that I did it with a team. And that's the thing that many elected members should remember. This is about teamwork. This is not about, hey, look at me. It's about getting something done for your community as a result of working with the people that you're elected with.
Would you say that there's still achievements that you want to make in your remaining 10 years at council?
You know, I'd certainly like to see the fast train from Brisbane to Toowoomba done. I'm delighted to have been sitting beside such amazing people as Graham Quirk, the former Lord Mayor of Brisbane, who I was his deputy. I'm now the new Lord Mayor's deputy on this group called ComSec. ComSec had a dream. Graham Quirk brought that dream to us about city deals, about building infrastructure for the future. We know South East Queensland has 3 million people now. We know by about 2050 there'll be 5 million people here. Now's the time to have the dream to get the infrastructure in place to support that. It was Graham Quirk who brought the dream of the Olympic Games to the group called ComSec. And I, as his deputy, thought that's a great idea, I'll go with you. And look what's happened. It was because of a dream that somebody had and because of the hard work of a whole group of people with a common cause. You see, success comes when there's a common cause and people believe in that cause.
Mate, I just want to extend to you a massive congratulations on 40 fabulous years in local government. From the Mayor of Millmerran to the bigger stage of the Mayor of the Regional Council in Toowoomba, you have been someone who's been a great fighter for the Toowoomba region and continue to be. But beyond that, you've also been a bloke who was able to see the big picture, to look at the greater good in terms of things that can be achieved by reaching out to people, being part of teams and extending beyond the simple boundaries of the Toowoomba region to see how Toowoomba can benefit from a greater picture. And so to you, Paul, I just again say a big congratulations on achieving this milestone.
What would you say your most proud achievement would be that since you've been at council?
Well, there's many areas, and I don't have a winner, but I'm very proud of the fact that we're a refugee welcome zone, and that came out in 2013 as a result of the support that we had around the table at the Toowoomba Regional Council. We just wanted to tell the world that we were happy to take refugees and we're happy to support those refugees. And one of the things I'm terribly proud about in this broader community here is the heart there is in this community, the willingness to support those who need supporting. We need people who love their community. It's not about, hey, look at me. It's about you should love your community. You want something better for your community.